Sorry for all the tardiness, David. But we're here. Woo! David's back on the water. Where you been, bro? Got radio flyer.
Been needing to get out. Got all the modifications done to it. Haven't even tried it out.
So it looks like we got 2 truck bed builds here. We're ready to go get lost in the sauce. I'm loving the license plate, dude. That guy's new.
Yeah, pull behind you. You gotta know
That way they know.
And you know it says longtail.
Arizona longtail. Maybe, we'll see. David, how you liking your 3-dimensional bar over there?
Yeah, clear the transom. The length is perfectly balanced with the longer shaft. I thought having the motor farther back on this small boat might make it real stiffy, but no, it's smooth. Pushing it.
Nice. Me and David will swap cans here in a while. I'll let him drive this beast. Alright, so right here we have radio flyer, a 10-foot Jon Boat, but it has the traditional mud-skipper tie kit on it. But David has this 3-dimensional handle that he designed, so that way he can put the engine as far back as it will go, as well as having a good bit of control and more of the weight of the person move toward the front of the boat.
Yeah, shifting all, weight from here over here. Yeah, it's helping to get into plane. The longer handle gives you more leverage as a counterweight towards the shaft.
Yep. This guy right here is 11 horsepower. That guy is 6.5 horsepower. But it's significantly higher on the top speed because of the length of the shaft. The length of the shaft on this guy is it's pretty short. I have to say. I mean, on my other rig, I got the longest shaft in Yuma, but you know, sometimes you're a shower, sometimes you're a grower. You know, that's the way it works out sometimes.
Yeah, like horsepower. Well, RPMs is a factor because I think we don't like going over 4,000 RPMs with any prop size too. It just kicks out of the water. So I think the higher horsepower would on this, if we put that motor on this, would allow for a bigger prop.
Yeah, because what I'm running is generally is 4,300 RPM on here. Mud-skipper says like it runs 5,000 all day long. Like that's what it's tuned for. So I don't know. You have to try it out. You let me know the difference of the characteristics of the two. We've obviously used these a bunch, the Thai longtails, but the custom kit is different. I'm definitely liking it. Even though it might not have the same top speed as the Thai kits, this 11 horsepower just pops you right up to plane.
Yeah, I got the design quality looks real good. That's where I do like a powder coat finish, a lot more detail orientated, and safety features behind it too.
Trading cans. David, make sure you got the one on your chest or your head on. You chuck out the boat.
Yeah.
I was on warning you, David. That shit's got some bite.
Take it easy.
Please don't let David die. He's a good guy.
Definitely need a weedless to bring that RPM range down. And like you said, just trim up the your low idle is fairly easy to adjust. You want it a bit higher.
So 11 horsepower. Feel the bite.
to hit those high RPMs. It's when that V-tick kicks in.
VTEC on the Honda?
V-tick kicks in. V-tick, I'm speak out for it.
Alright, David, now that we're chilling out here in the water, how would you explain the handling characteristics of having a short shaft with a whole bunch of horsepower at 11 and a long shaft at 6.5 horsepower?
I think for me, going above 4,000 RPM gets your prop wants to come out of the water. So for me, like, I want ease of use. You know, if I let my cousin or nephew want to drive the boat, if we're, you know, I feel comfortable that he's using, you know, he could use it safely without having to, you know, get thrown out of the water. So I think that's the only characteristics that's bad. I feel like yours set up, even the higher horsepower, sometimes you don't have to go that fast, but like a little bit tamer than the 8-inch prop, so it won't bite and jerk as much. And if there was a, you know, it doesn't have a governor or any way to adjust the idle, I'd probably put like a nanny screw just to limit the RPMs to 4,000, and it'll just, you know, go from there. And then the twist throttle on this one's, it's hard to get used to, especially if you're used to.
I don't even think they sell it anymore with the twist throttle. I think it's all the squeeze throttle.
Yeah, so you're...
Me personally, I love it. It rips. It's that good kind of scary. That's just me personally. I think it's that good kind of scary, but
and that V-Tech kicks in.
The V-Tech, yeah. To me, it's the fun kind of scary. But it gets up to like 15 miles an hour, like really fast. Like, I love it. Like, it accelerates way faster for sure. Gets up to speed, gets up to plane really fast. But if we put this engine on one of these tie kits, man, I think it would be like 25 miles an hour.
Could be.
I think so.
Handle a bigger prop, and I think the length of it, you know, it just has more weight that might be, you know, might keep it planted in the water a bit more.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that the only limiting factor for speed is the shaft. But right now we're gonna go change it out to a the 3-blade stainless prop. And we're gonna go through the backwaters and see how it does.
See any flex it does, or how it chops up all the weeds.
Yep. So we'll see how it runs there now. Alright, so when changing these out, tap on it a few, get the goodies all loosened up, and then it's gonna be counterclockwise to unloosen it once you've taken out the set screw for the tie prop adjustment. So this is the tie prop adapter. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna try out this guy. So this guy feels pretty heavy. Pretty heavy duty at that, I would say. Size comparison, it's probably like a 7, but it's got like that extra, I don't know, seems about the same pitch, just has that extra propeller in there. I don't know, me and Dave are going to take it through the backwaters and see what it does. As you can see me headed through the center of this Thule island here, it chops up the heavy vegetation, no problem. It won't go over 11 or 12 miles an hour with that 3-blade prop. However, it'll cruise through this stuff and weave through it very easily. So 2 different flavors. I would say get this kit and use the 3-blade prop if this is going to be your dedicated brush boat and you don't plan on going more than 10 miles an hour back and forth to the duck blind, that kind of stuff. If you're going to use it for a general purpose, definitely get the tie prop adapter kit for it, and that'll allow you to use multiple different prop sizes on it and fine tune the motor that you're using. The fastest I could get it to go up, regardless of prop size, was 15 miles an hour on flat water and 17 miles an hour downstream. Versus David, with half the motor size, because he's running an 85-inch shaft, is able to get to the 20-mile-an-hour range using the tie props and the tie longtail. So just different flavors. Just depends on what your needs and what's suited for you. So far, I'm loving this kit. I just can't expect it to be a speed demon, but 15 miles an hour on a Jon boat's pretty fast enough. All right, so this 3-blade prop right here pretty much will tear through anything you feel like going through. But the only catch is you're not going to go very fast. On the flat water, I managed to get about 12 miles an hour. And then if I wanted to go through that center of that island, no problem. But yeah, going through the center of the island would not be an issue with that prop. It tears good, but you're just not going to go very fast. Jungle time.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, dog?
Boating out here. Not doing much fishing.
Alright, so what we can say about this 3-blade prop is, as opposed to using the tie props, which is what is on David's right now, is that this guy is good for in the school zone. So if you're gonna go through, really shallow stuff and really dense stuff, but you don't plan on going over 10 miles an hour, that's gonna be the prop for you. But if you're gonna be in open water all the time, I would not be using this prop. It's gonna be quite a bit slower than the tie props.
Yeah, I can see it's more expensive, so it's harder to have to actually find the one that does fit you, that fits your boat.
Yeah.
As opposed to the tie ones, you can buy various and change it up depending on the weight you're going to be carrying, or if you're going to use the same kit on a different boat, you might want a different prop. If you adjust for everything.
Yeah. This is very, very true. But I think it's pretty much solved though. This is never going to be the speed demon, but it's going to rip around quite nice. Anything under 15 miles an hour with the tie prop is going to be where it needs to be at. But if you need to go through the brush to do some dirty missions, that's going to be the prop for you. But it corners good, handles good. David's by far is definitely the most comfortable on Radio Flyer.
A lot of details, a lot of weight distribution that really helps.
Your boat just looks like speed.
And if I get rid of the trolling motor and cut down on weight, I think I could get more power or more top end speed. It wants to go faster. Need a bigger prop, I think.
No, I think you just need an 11 horsepower GX on it. David, your trolling motor. David, trolling motor. Trolley motor, David! Yeah, the trolley motor. Whatever, you were on the front deck when that happened. That was you. I lost a full trolley motor that day. Oh, that was 2020, David. 2020 or 2021 looks the same.